Hyperdrive now. 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 Hyperdrive now.
Prepare to be aggressive.
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 Hyperdrive now.
aggressive.
Hyperdrive now.
Hello and welcome to Extreme E. This is all-electric sustainable racing on the most spectacular courses around the globe with the greatest lineup in motorsport. With equality firmly behind the wheel, male and female drivers go head-to-head while legends take on the young guns. But this is also racing with a purpose. The championship will shine a spotlight on environmental issues and create a lasting legacy. This is the most exciting, the most progressive and the most innovative sport out there. This is Extreme E. Let's take a look at our global adventure.
Season 2 of Extreme E starts with the Desert X Prix in Saudi Arabia, but at a brand new venue in NEOM. And with the temperature some 20 degrees lower than last year, we're expecting to see very different track conditions. The theme is water. On then to Sardinia, Italy for the Island X Prix. The theme is wildfires. This track caught a number of the drivers out last year. It was pretty rough on the cars, but we had some great action. We head to Senegal for round 3 for the Ocean X Prix with the stunning backdrop of the Atlantic along the beach. Some wonderful racing there last year. Expecting more of the same and of course revisiting some of our science experiments as well. Then it's down to South America to finish off the season in Chile and then in Uruguay. 2 brand new venues for the Santa Elena to sail to and deliver our world-class drivers who will be fighting for the title of champions of season 2 of Extreme E.
So that's where we're headed this season, but perhaps you're new to Extreme E. Well, if that's the case, here are 5 things you need to know. Follow me. Number 1, 10 amazing teams, 1 male, 1 female driver, with an almighty 32 FIA World Championship titles between the teams and the drivers. Not to mention a host of other wins as well. You name it, they've won it. Number 2, the challenge. 5 of the most amazing courses on unforgiving terrain delivers perhaps the toughest test in all of motorsport. That's our version of Eau Rouge. Number 3, our environment. The championship's purpose is also to highlight the pressing environmental issues that affect us all with a dedicated science and legacy team. Number 4, tech. We are using pioneering sustainable technology on and off the course. And finally, number 5, entertainment. It all starts right here on the start line. You will see 8 amazing wheel-to-wheel races that will blow your mind. So allow me to introduce to you our XE drivers.
Extreme E has seen the world's best racing talent come together, where each team consists of 1 female and 1 male driver.
Season 1 winners Rosberg X Racing, founded by F1 champion Nico Rosberg, are back to defend their crown. 4-time and reigning World Rallycross champion Johan Kristoffersson returns, but this year he'll be joined by Michaela Arling-Kotlinski, who makes the move from JVXE. Can this new lineup retain the championship title?
Looking to dethrone the champs is Lewis Hamilton's team X44. 9 times World Rally champion Sebastian Loeb will partner Christina Gutierrez.
Jutta Kleinschmidt returns for Abt Cupra XE. The only female driver ever to win the Dakar Rally has a new partner for Season 2 and is joined by 4-time and reigning Dakar Rally champion Nasser Al-Attiyah.
2019 World Rallycross champion Timmy Hansen and teammate Katie Munnings will race again for Genesis Andretti United in 2022.
With all the pace but none of the luck, Chip Ganassi Racing will be looking for consistent results in Season 2. The All-American outfit having retained the services of drivers Kyle LeDuc and Sarah Price.
2 times World Rally champion and 4 times Dakar Rally winner Carlos Sainz's team Acciona Sainz will see El Matador once again pairing up with Laia Sanz. Veloce Racing have a new driver lineup. Christine Giampaoli Zonka makes a move from Excite Energy Racing and is alongside South African racer Lance Woolridge.
With Christine GZ moving on, Excite Energy Racing will see Oliver Bennett return alongside 21-year-old Swedish rallycross prodigy Clara Andersson.
Jensen Button's team JBXE and their driver Kevin Hanson will be looking to extend their podium streak in 2022. And with reigning champion Molly Taylor swapping teams from Rosberg X Racing, they'll be full of confidence that they have what it takes to make a claim for the title.
Last, but certainly not least, is a brand new entry from motorsport royalty McLaren. American off-road racer Tanner Faust partners Kiwi driver Emma Gilmore, who is McLaren's first ever female racing driver.
With 32 FIA World Championships shared between the teams and drivers, the stage is set for a dramatic Season 2. But who will lift the trophy?
Johan Kristoffersson, defending champion, of course, and Katie Munnings as well. Johan, we'll start with you. Like I said, defending champion, 3 out of 5 wins last season. How do you reflect on it now, with a few months to think about it?
Yeah, it was a very good season. It was very difficult to prepare for the season, as there were so many new things, new team and new cars, and I've never been to such an event before. So, but in the end, it turned out very well for us. It was super tight battle with X44 in the end, and had many good battles during the year with a lot of the drivers. So yeah, it was a very, very good season, and yeah, we're looking forward for Season 2, but now everything starts back from zero.
Katie, for you as well, of course, 1 win came last year. Just give a look back, firstly, on what happened last year and how you feel about the year as a whole.
Yeah, it was an amazing experience, first of all, even just to travel to the locations that we got to race in, standing on the Greenland ice sheet and racing, obviously, in the Saudi Arabian desert. It was a real mixed bag for us as a team. We had some pace sometimes. We made it to every step at the podium, and sometimes we were really unlucky as well. So I think this year we'll probably be looking for some more consistency across the board, and I think with all the developments we've had as a championship, as drivers, and also on the cars, we should see the racing really take place this year, so it'll be exciting.
Johan, we're standing here in Saudi Arabia on the eve of the first weekend, of course. New teammate for you as well. How are you feeling about this year? What are you hoping to achieve?
Yeah, it's a little bit more comfortable coming to the desert this time, as this will be the second race. I mean, you know a little bit more what to expect, and yeah, I'm looking forward. But every location is different, and all the tracks will be different. The sand looks to be a bit more solid here compared to Alula last year. So, and yeah, new teammate with Michaela. So that will be a bit of a learning curve for us also. But Michaela did Season 1, so trying to gather all the experience we gathered from Season 1 and putting everything into one bag, and trying to be our best, and yeah, then we'll see. I'm excited. I'm looking forward.
And finally, a word on the course. It is absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
It is incredible. So many times I've had to pinch myself when we were doing the track walk. It's an amazing landscape here. The drops are really, really high, and it's really fast and wide. So hopefully, with minimal dust, we'll get some really good racing action this weekend.
I look forward to seeing you both in action. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Extreme E presents the toughest challenge in the world of motorsport, and we'll see 20 world-class drivers and 10 amazing teams go head-to-head in the pursuit of the championship title. Each team will consist of 1 female and 1 male driver. They will do battle in 5 Prix across the globe, each bringing the world's attention to a specific environmental issue. An Extreme E race consists of 2 laps. The male and female driver must complete 1 lap each. Over the course of an Prix, the quickest team through the Continental Traction Challenge collects a further 5 championship points. Each team has a hyperdrive power boost they can activate on every lap of the race. Expect strategy and tactics. Day 1 is qualifying, made up of 2 rounds where the teams will battle it out for qualifying points. Each team will race once in both of the qualifying rounds. Both qualifying rounds will consist of 2 5-car heats, and the results of round 1 will determine the new starting grids for round 2. The top 6 qualifiers from day 1 will go into the 2 semi-final races, with the bottom 4 teams going into the crazy race. Day 2 sees the knockout races, starting with the 2 semi-finals, where the top 2 teams from each race will progress to the final. The crazy race is the last chance to reach the final, with only the winner progressing to the main event. Grid play allows fans to vote for their favourite teams and drivers. The team that collects the most votes gets the first pick on grid position for the final. But there is a twist. The teams that do not reach the final can donate their votes to any other team, with the winners of the Crazy Race unable to receive any additional votes. In the 5-car final, the team that crosses the line first wins the Prix and claims 25 championship points, with the following teams collecting further points in descending order. Not forgetting the 5 championship points for the fastest team through the Continental Traction Challenge, which can make a huge difference. The team with the most championship points come the end of the season will be crowned Extreme E champions.
So that's how this whole thing works. Now, we are in the middle of Shakedown and Prix practice today. That's where the drivers, both the male and the female driver, of course, head out onto the course. They learn the racing line, they get used to the car, they get dialed in ahead of the sporting action this weekend. And what does that look like? Well, let's take a look. So on Saturday we have 2 qualifying sessions. All teams will race twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon, in a bid to make the top 3 in each of the semi-finals. They come on Sunday morning along with the Crazy Race, the bottom 4 cars in that one, their last chance to book a place in the final. That final coming on Sunday afternoon, the 5-car finale to this Extreme E weekend. Well, the drivers have been out on course already today, and it's time to look at the best bits so far. Who better to take you through all of the action than our Extreme E commentary star duo, Andrew Coley and Jenny Gow.
Well, thanks very much to Laura Winter. And action got underway, first of all, with Veloce. It was Lance Woolridge taking to the track as the #1 driver out there, with Christine GZ waiting to do the switch over, and certainly a difficult track to get your head around.
Yeah, this is their first chance, of course, to hit it at speed, and a new lineup for Veloce, let's not forget. So Stefan Sarazan has been moved aside for Lance Woolridge. He took the wheel in the UK and did a great job, I thought, there. Yeah, his pace was really quick. And then they've nicked Christine GZ from Excite Racing.
Yeah, there's some really interesting dynamics in the paddock. Now we're into the second season. You definitely feel drivers have moved around. There's a bit more dialogue out there, but both of the Veloce team drivers doing a good job. And look at this car, looks very different from last year.
It does. That is the Chip Ganassi Racing Hummer EV. The car might look different, but the driver lineup is the same. So Sarah Price and Kyle Leduc returning. They were full send everywhere last year. I think a little bit more of a learning process and a slightly different approach this year. But what they need most of all, Jenny, is some luck.
Oh my goodness, do they need some luck. They had none of it last season. So yeah, Leduc and Price giving it full beans, but doing some practice starts as well. And I think that's what added some consistency to their time as well. So it might be a little deceptive where they ended up finishing.
Yeah, interesting when you look at the times. You wonder, don't you, if the teams are sandbagging a little bit. I think you can see Kyle Leduc was not sandbagging as he aired it out over the crest just before the finish. This braking zone, remember, into the switch zone is going to be really tricky. Not so much when you hit the flying finish.
So this is the Apt Cupra car with Nasser Al-Attiyah. He's new to this sport, comes in this season, teaming up with Jutta Kleinschmidt, and what a season he's had so far. Yes, he knocks down a waypoint, but he is a 4-times Dakar champion, won this year, and my word, brings a lot of experience of these conditions.
Yeah, he does, and teaming up with Jutta Kleinschmidt, of course, who is the only female winner outright of the Dakar Rally as well, so they're the only team that's got 2 Dakar Rally winners in it. The Tavascan XE is the car from Cupra. Unique bodywork on this, of course. Them and Hummer are the only 2 teams to have chosen to go with their own unique bodywork. You were down at the launch, Jenny, down in Barcelona. What do you think of their chances?
Yeah, I think they've got a really good driver pairing, and actually I don't think there's a weak point in this season's lineup. I think everybody looks really exciting. Everybody looks psyched to be there, and I think it's going to be fascinating to see what happens. Just one of the points, you can always tell which one the Apt Cupra is because they've got really different headlights. You can see the 3 triangles on either side. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. Nice to see them doing their own work. Hummer, of course, have got the lights across the front as well. JBXE are back. Very late, though, on their driver lineup for this squad. And you can see Kevin Hansen, who was with them last year, but Molly Taylor. Now, Molly was kind of ousted from RXR at the very last minute. They've chosen to sign Michaela Arnen-Kotlinski, who's very quick as well. But I'm pleased to see the female champion back in the series, Jenny. For me, it was really important that Molly was here this year. Yeah,
absolutely. And isn't it fascinating that she's gone from Rosberg across to JBXE, so into Jenson Button's team. So a very F1 affair, but I just wonder, she'll be I think very keen, won't she, to prove a point this weekend?
100%. You know, she's left the championship winning team. She'll want to show that a big part of that win was down to her, and I think we all know that it was. So an interesting decision from RXR, and we'll see whether it pays off this weekend or whether maybe it goes in favour of JBXE.
So next up, it was the Acciona Sainz team, and you can just see El Matador in control of this car. He was absolutely going at it hammer and tongs and looking really comfortable out there into the switch zone to cross over to Laia Sanz.
Yeah, unfortunately, they had a little problem with the steering wheel, which was slightly loose. Nobody wants a loose steering wheel. You can see there, the little yellow thing on the back of the wheel is the quick release hub, so the driver can pull on that to release it from the steering column. They're just nipping it up, and of course, it's free practice, so it actually doesn't matter what their times are. Of course, they're keen to see what the lap times are, but an extra couple of minutes in the switch zone is neither here nor there.
Yeah, so Laia takes to the wheel and takes to the track as well. You can see the plumes of sand coming behind them. That's one of the things that some of the drivers are worried about. But let's go down to the paddock and try and find out what the teams are thinking as they've taken on their first trip around this track.
Nasser, quickest out there, setting the benchmark. You must really love the desert, right?
Yes, at least we're sweating, a little bit, but it was good, good practice, at least to have the good feedback, from the car, and yeah, I am quite happy, to do really clear run without any issue. And we'll try to change a little bit, for tomorrow. And switch time, between me and Utah's was amazing time, we have plenty of time, and yeah, it was a good teamwork, This is what we need for this race.
Well, Laia, Carlos, first time out there, how was it?
It was great to drive again, and I had a good feeling with the car and with myself, so we are happy and positive, I think.
Carlos, what did you learn out there?
Well, I think it was good. We have a small issue with the steering wheel. We need to stop a little bit too long, but nothing important.
Well, Carlos playing it cool. Nasser Al-Attiyah was all smiles and looking good to go. These guys good to go as well. RXR champions, of course, from last year with Johan Kristoffersen and Molly Taylor, but Molly Taylor gone in favour of Michaela Arlen-Kotlinski. Michaela was super fast at the end of last season, Jenny. She was pretty wild in the UK, but she raced really well, and that's obviously caught the eye of RXR.
Yeah, and I think this is a really interesting pairing to see what Arlen-Kotlinski can do alongside Kristoffersen. I think each pairing contributes to that team and the dynamic. The engineers feed into that. It's a team sport, isn't it? You have to remember that at the end of the day.
Everybody has to get the job done. Up into P2 at this point, so great job by them. And Arlen-Kotlinski will know that there's some pressure there to perform. Remember, this is the championship winning team. This, though, is the winning team from every qualifying session last year.
Yeah, they nailed it when it came to single car qualifying. Now, there's still a lot of conversations about the fact that we could go to 5-car qualifying this year. If that happens, they admit it might be a disadvantage to them, but Loeb, look at his commitment, my word. He's so successful at everything he does.
Oh, he's had an incredible start to the year. He was P2 on the Dakar to Nasser Al-Attiyah. He then went off and won Rally Monte Carlo on his first ever outing in the M Sport Puma Rally. Won, and then he went and won the Race of Champions. So, just a little bit of a busy start to the season, and a great run from them as usual.
Yeah, easy when you know how, isn't it? So Loeb twinning up with Gutierrez once again. Can they fight for the championship this year? They certainly started well.
The way to go. It was the first fast pass that we did, because yesterday we just made a recce, so it's very slow. We try to look around, and then we need to memorize everything and to be able to go fast on the first run. So it's what I tried to do. I think the way we chose was not bad. The feeling with the car was okay. So at the moment, no problem.
And you've clearly got some pace as well. Christina, for you, how did it feel out in the car?
Yeah, very good. As Seb said, it's only a practice, so we need to check the way that we want to go. And tomorrow is another day. It's an important day for us tomorrow, so we need to see and check all the videos now and remember correctly the good way.
So next up, it was the new team McLaren taking Extreme E for the very first time. And it was Emma Gilmore and then Tanner Faust. And what a duo these are.
Well, of course, Emma from New Zealand and, you know, very proud to be the first female driver for McLaren. Bruce McLaren formed the team. They're running number 58, I think it is, which was his first ever race number on an Austin 7 or some crazy old story. But absolutely brilliant to see McLaren celebrating that heritage. Gilmore did a couple of rounds last year with Veloce as well, so she's new to a lot of these tracks.
Now, the door gets slammed down. Tanner Faust, big thumbs up. But watch what happens, because he takes this really nicely. But he is giving it 100%. Oof. There we go, door up, clatters into the hoarding as well. And that's total commitment on his first ever full speed run.
Yeah, exactly. They've had some testing, but limited battery power, because otherwise you could go away, buy a car, do tons of testing and come and dominate, and they don't want anybody to do that. But yeah, fully lit from Tanner Faust. Sent him a quick message, said, and he was like, yeah, it was a bit of a surprise. So, but I think he and Emma could be a big surprise to everybody. So good to have McLaren on board.
Yeah, 10 cars. This car, number 9, Ollie Bennett back for the Excite Energy Racing team. It's Tamara Molinaro in the car, though.
It is, yeah. So Clara Anderson, who was supposed to be the female driver for Excite Energy Racing, very promising rallycross driver from Sweden who won her series last year, did a couple of rounds of RX2E in World Rallycross as well. She'd done so well that she was at the rookie test last year. She did brilliantly there, gets signed up, and then gets COVID. So Clara, get well soon, and we look forward to seeing you on the grid later this year. In the meantime, though, good job by Tamara Molinaro.
Final car out on track, the Genesis Andretti United pairing. Timmy Hansen and Katie Mullings back for another bite of the cherry, and my word, they went out there and committed.
They were the first driver pairing, if you remember, to get re-signed. So last year, I reckon it was only after round 2 that it was announced that they'd been re-signed, maybe round 3. That gives you as a driver a lot of confidence, Jenny, that you're not fighting for your seat in the team. And from there on in, I think we just saw Katie in particular, her confidence rise massively. Remember how fast she was in Greenland? It was a really big moment for her, and they were amazing again in free practice.
So let's have a look at the practice 2 results then. In 10th, you can see it's Sainz and Sands. 9th, it's JBXC and Veloce in 8th.
P7 was Price and Leduc for Chip Ganassi racing the Hummer EV. Gilmore and Faust with McLaren, big penalties for them, ended up down in P6, bit of speeding in the pit lane, that kind of thing. 5th place for the champions.
Apt Cupra, Excite Energy, Andretti United, and X44.
Well, there we go. We have seen Extreme E-Cars out on the course for the first time in Season 2 on a Friday. I'm here with Genesis Andretti United, Katie and Timmy out, final car out. It was a long wait, wasn't it? How were you feeling seeing all the other cars go out there and do their thing?
Oh yeah, it's been a long day. We were here early this morning, so we were just itching to drive all day, and when you get out of your system, it just feels amazing. So yeah, it was cool to watch the other cars, but it definitely feels different when you're behind the wheel.
Okay, with that in mind then, Timmy, how was it? What did you learn out there?
Actually, we spent so much time looking at the others and the TV, and it looked really scary out there, like all these bumps and high speed. So I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to do that. But and at the end, getting behind the wheel, it's a whole different perspective. And actually, I really like this course. I was able to push and felt really comfortable. I think we have a good car, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. So it's a good first day.
Safe to say the word on most drivers' lips down here has been fast. Katie Munnings, 164 kilometres an hour at one point in the course for you. That's pretty quick, isn't it?
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the fastest courses that we've had in Extreme E. All I really care about is if I was faster than this man on that on that speed gun, but yeah, we'll definitely take it. I mean, to be honest with you, we sat here and we watched all of the other cars go, and we said, right, we're not pushing in these dangerous places, the rock sections, these drops, and actually we probably played it too safe. I think we both got out and thought, oh, there's so much left that I could have done, and I was quite frustrated with myself in some places, so hopefully that figure will be higher tomorrow.
Well, so much left to be done is a good feeling to have on Friday, going in, of course, to the weekend. With that in mind, then, the ambition for tomorrow, Timmy?
Yeah, well, it depends. First of all, the race format. We're not 100% sure if we're actually racing or if we're going to do single car, but whatever we do, we want to go out there and want to try to win the race, you know. So, yeah, just build on this that we have now. As Katie said, I think we both really played it quite too safe on those dangerous places, but this is only practice. So, I think the pace was good, and we'll build on that and hopefully go out there and really make a good challenge tomorrow.
We can't wait to see what's going to happen. Thank you very much to you, Katie, to you, Timmy. Well, if today was anything to go by, tomorrow is going to be pretty special. Back to you, Andrew and Jenny.
It certainly is. I cannot wait to get qualifying underway. Hopefully that's given you an idea of what you can look forward to, because Andrew, this backdrop is stunning. It's set up beautifully, isn't it?
I'm loving the track this year. The drivers are saying the sand's a bit heavier, so I think they'll be able to follow a lot more closely with a bit less dust. I'm expecting a bit of sideways action. I'm expecting some passing, but I just can't wait to see multiple cars on track again. Get this season underway.
Well, if you want to watch it, we'll give you the details and remind you of how you can do that. Remember, it is the race getting underway at midday on Sunday. You can watch qualifying tomorrow ahead of all of that, 8 o'clock, and then midday as well. So make sure you've set your alarms for that. Thank you so much for joining us. We've hopefully whetted your appetite for this season. Can anybody wrestle a championship win away from RXR? We will see, but the deserts of Saudi await Season 2.
Prepare to be aggressive.
Time to drive now.